Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. Now in today's video, we're going to be discussing the 6th episode of What If. It's crazy. It feels like What If just started, but it's like, we're moving, because the week is moving so fast, it's like, it feels like we're getting a new episode every single day. Technically we kind of are, but we're not. And it's just so cool as we're getting it. But today we're reviewing the 6th episode of What If. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark from the Ten Rings assassination in the original Iron Man film. So let's get started talking about the good on this episode. So, when I first heard about that they were making an episode where Killmonger rescues Tony Stark from the Ten Rings attack in the first Iron Man movie, I was like, this looks cool, and it's cool that we're seeing Killmonger and they're changing the whole universe, but why is Killmonger exactly there? What does he have to do with Tony Stark that's so important to this timeline with all of this? And I think that they kind of found a way to do it cool. Basically, the what if scenario is what if Killmonger did his plan in Black Panther, like except in the first Iron Man movie, when Shuri was young and T'Challa was older, and all of this. And I thought they used it in a good way. One of the things I liked about this is that we actually saw the story with the villain, because it's not something we usually see in the MCU, but like throughout the story we saw the story through the villains, through the visions, through the story, through the villain's perspective, and that's kind of something cool. Once again, Michael B. Jordan returning as Killmonger is of course great, though his performance is a little bit weird. His character in the episode is a little bit weird, which we'll get onto the bad. But I thought his perspective and the way it plays out with the first Iron Man movie, I thought that was really cool. And it also, I kind of like the way it took the what if scenario of that the man of Tony Stark was saved, the hero of Iron Man was gone, but a villain was given a second chance. And I thought that was kind of cool. And also, seeing little animation bits with Tony Stark making his first Iron Man suit in the cave, him forming with the Avengers, him saving the universe, doing the snap from Endgame, and saving the universe from Thanos, I am Iron Man. That was some cool stuff to see. And then also just hearing and seeing some familiar faces like Happy again, after we saw him become a zombie in episode 5 last week. Hearing Pepper, it sounds like Gwyneth Paltrow, but it's not in her cast on IMDb. Rhodey, I thought that was really cool. Seeing T'Challa as actually Black Panther. I mean, I know we saw him as Black Panther in that episode, but we actually get to see him in action, but then quickly die afterwards, which was kind of weird. But overall, I thought it was okay. Also seeing some familiar faces. The cliffhanger at the end was also really cool, as just because a hero has not risen yet doesn't mean heroes can't rise. And so I thought that was cool. And overall, it had some interesting things. Some of the action was pretty cool, and some of the animation some of the voice acting was a bit weak, so now let's move on to the bad. Now for me, let's just kind of talk about it. So, let's start off with the plot line where basically Tony Stark, his hair is done, and he basically looks like he's an Iron Man 2, honestly. And he puts Killmonger as the new CEO of Stark Industries, and they start going into his laboratory and start kind of building this new thing, kind of giving this machine a power source, and they don't know what to give it. They decide to give it an arc reactor, but then he's like, that's dumb, as it's a little joke that he actually had an arc reactor with him in the Iron Man suit. And then he decides to give him vibranium, but they need a lot more, and they decide to go to Ulysses Claw. Now granted, seeing Ulysses Claw again was of course very good, but I just think that why would they just, like, you were literally about to get taken by terrorists, and Ulysses Claw is worse than a terrorist. So why would you all of a sudden decide to trust him? And why would James Rhodes decide to trust him anyways? Especially even though they're friends, he should be the one that's stepping up and not doing it. And it's like, and then Eric Killmonger decides to kill T'Challa, kill Rhodey, and then he kills Ulysses. Like, the way the story unfolds with him killing these characters, like, he didn't need to kill Rhodey, he didn't need to kill T'Challa. I mean, unless, yeah, he did need to kill T'Challa. He certainly didn't really need to kill Tony, honestly, even though he was someone that could stop him. Anyways, just the way that he actually killed the characters. Now, T'Challa and Ulysses Claw were two deaths that I can respect, because in order for him to kill Ulysses to be part of this, to become the next Black Panther, he had to kill T'Challa, and in order for him to be welcomed into Wakanda, he had to kill Ulysses Claw, which has been taking vibranium across the world from Wakanda a lot. And I thought that was cool. And then also, I just never really understood the whole plot line with him sending the Iron Man robots to attack Wakanda. I guess that it's kind of clever in the way it's done, but you're not really rooting for him. There's not really anything rooting for him, but then with that cliffhanger, it's like, you now know that we gotta stop him. We must stop him. When we get that little team up with Shuri and Pepper, we finally know that we gotta stop him, and that he is doing something bad. So that's really all I gotta say about the good, the bad on this episode. I'm sorry that you guys might not like my little review, but hey, that's just my opinion. But that's my review for What If Episode 6. Before I give my final score, be sure to comment down below. What were your thoughts on Episode 6 of What If? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? We're right there in between. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. With that said, let's get on my scores. Alright, so now we're done with my scores, but we have one more thing to do before we end this video, and that's to see, and not to see, but we need to talk about some theories that I have for future episodes and projects. So, some of my theories for this episode, like, after we got that cliffhanger at the end with Tony, with Pepper, and young Shuri teaming up to stop Killmonger and forming this sort of crew, I think that the continuation to this episode isn't going to happen in this season. Because if you think about it, we only have 3 episodes left. I believe there's going to be only 9 episodes. And like, you got the Party Thor episode left, you got the Gamora episode where she takes on Then, where she basically kills Thanos and turns into this Thanos Gamora type warrior, and then you have the Ultron Apocalypse episode. And I'm not really sure how that's the story, the continuation of this episode is going to fit into the next couple of episodes. I don't know how the next couple of episodes are going to go, but I hope they're exciting and they're really good. But that's really all my theories I have to say about this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my about section so you can follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as my Instagram, Marvel_6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.